guys are long gone that graduated, but still a pretty cool piece of history for Newtown to have that magical moment happen on our field.
You know, Jeff, and I don't know if I ever told you this, but right before that play happened, I helped Coach Petrosio do security that night, you know, at what I call the Buddy Bray Gate, now the Steve Tovish Gate. And I was standing at the 5-yard line with Coach Petrosio right before that final play. And, Jeff, I don't know what it was, but something told me to take my phone out and record that play. I felt like it was going to be the last play of the game, win, you know, or go to overtime. And I don't know if you remember, but I have a great video of that play that I put up on Twitter. It ended up getting over 100,000 views.
That's incredible.
And it was just, you know, the right time, and what a special moment for the Newtown community to be able to experience that. Obviously, we're thrilled to have them back and excited to see, you know, a rival town, you know, 15, 20 minutes north of here that we don't normally see a lot during the regular season. I can't remember the last time Trumbull played Newtown in a high school varsity game.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Last year we got to play Massac. This year we get to play Newtown. We've played Shelton the last couple of years as well. Those are teams. I'm glad we have these alliance games and we get to bring in some of those other schools. I mean, I love all the FCAC rivalries that we have, but the surrounding towns that are, I guess we can consider them rivals. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. Mike, the team is taking the field. I'm going to let you take this now.
Sure. So here comes, you know, the Trumbull High Eagles coming up from the coach's parking lot, up the pavement, and what they traditionally do is rub Coach McDougal's plaque. We call it the rock here, the McDougal rock. So all of the players have touched the rock, and now we are watching the Trumbull High Eagles with 2 American flags and a jersey that I believe the captain, Sebastian Leone, is holding up in honor of our good friend, Ben Rabinowitz. And here come the Eagles out onto the field. And number 54, Sebastian Leone, carrying Ben Rabinowitz's jersey. Where we at? Again, if you did not hear us tonight, we are honoring and dedicating this game to Ben Rabinowitz, son of a former Trumbull captain, 1999, Sean Rabinowitz, a household name here in Trumbull. And as we like to say, we always remember our own, and Sean has always taken care of all of his friends here in Trumbull, and he is a staunch supporter of our program. So it is a great honor to be here in support of his son, Ben, who, you know, unfortunately was diagnosed with leukemia last week, but is battling. He's a Rabinowitz, and I know Rabinowitz's, and they will win in the end. So, Ben, we want to let you know we're thinking about you. We love you, and Trumbull High is going to go play their tails off tonight for you and for your entire family. We love you.
All right, we are going to welcome the other member of our team. Mike, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We know it wasn't easy for you to say that today, but we're glad that you were able to come up and share with us. All right, the Eagles have taken the field. Paul Augusti is with us. He's going to be doing the play-by-play for us tonight. Paul, you've been with us many, many times before. Welcome.
I am so excited to be here, Jeff. We couldn't get a better night for football. If you talk about an absolutely picture-perfect fall night for a football game, this is it, and this is one of our out-of-conference rivalry games we've gone through over the past few years with Shelton and then Massac. It's been very exciting and also extremely successful for Trumbull. So let's see if we can continue that trend as we take on another local town.
And we were just saying that this is the first time that Newtown is back on this field since the miracle game in 2019 when they won the state championship on that Hail Mary that made international headlines.
So I was standing with Coach P in the end zone that they threw to with Hunter, who was at that time in 8th grade. And it was absolutely a setting like it was like a movie setting. You couldn't script it to happen the way it did.
And if people listening or watching aren't completely familiar with that magical moment, it actually happened on the anniversary of what happened at Sandy Hook Elementary School. So the fact that Newtown High School won a championship on that date, it was just like you said, like you couldn't script it any better.
Almost, and I remember they actually talked back then about moving the date of the game out of respect, and the town gathered together and wanted to honor the memory of those awful moments. But They did, and they did it in such a nice way to show that Newtown not only overcame, but they were still a family and doing very well.
All right, so the Eagles are on the field. Here comes the Newtown Nighthawks. And the Trumbull captains are out at the 50. They are getting ready for the Nighthawks to join them for the coin toss.
This will be an exciting matchup. Trumbull's been out of the box, running the ball extremely well, and it seems like they're getting a little better as the weeks progress. I tend to agree with Coach P, who gave his opinion last week on the radio show about John Hall being in for a game-winning score, but it is what it is in terms of what the call was. But let's see if we can keep it going tonight.
The players and coaches of both teams appreciate your support and enthusiasm. Please remember the basic guidelines for good sportsmanship. Cheer for your team, not against your opponent. Refrain from the use of foul or abusive language for any reason. The officials will make every effort to call this game fairly. Please show them respect. The athletes who are prepared for this contest will try their best to win, but win or lose, each will respect the other. We ask that you follow their example. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the game.
We are just about set for the national anthem, and then we'll do the coin toss.
It is a good time in honor of the men and women who have given service to our country. We ask that you please stand and join together for our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be sung by Trumbull High School students Isabella Carica, Andrea Joe, and Elena Tracy.
We're having some technical difficulties with the stadium wireless mic of the Trumbull students singing the national anthem, so that's why you're probably not able to hear that at the moment. And the fans kind of joined in with the national anthem since the speaker system, unfortunately, was not connecting with the microphone. While we are waiting for the captains to get ready, the last member of our broadcast team, Kylie Manuel. Kylie, are you out there?
She's looking to get turned on there, Jeff.
It looks like Kylie, something's going on with the wireless mics at McDougal tonight. I think Kylie's going to make her way back up. We'll see if we can get that working for her.
Listen to your call as I traveled last week going to Hunter's game, and it was a great call on the radio, and it was a nice ad to have the presence down on the field.
Oh, it was great having Kylie down there. She's able to talk to the coach before and after the game and other information.
Test.
There we go. All right, Kylie is live. Oh, and Kylie, let me give you a roster. I did not give that to you. And
Nighthawks from Newtown will receive tonight's opening kickoff.
All right. Well, I was helping Kylie there. I didn't see what happened with the coin
Jeff,
toss.
I was not paying attention, but we're going to find out in about 30 seconds as the teams go to line up. But again, what a great night for football. This game is absolutely going to have playoff implications as the season progresses. These are two teams expected to be playoff caliber teams, and the winner of this one will definitely have an inside track on that playoff berth.
So while we're waiting, give us the 2-second update on what Hunter's up to.
Well, he's actually he had a 6-hour bus trip today from Boston up to Utica. They play Utica tomorrow, so he's checked into the hotel. He was not excited about the bus trip, but I said, you're not, a D1 level school where you're getting flown first class to these games, so the bus trips you're going to have to get used to.
So our now graduated last year's senior quarterback, Hunter Auguste, is at Curry College playing football there. We wish him luck. And as I said to Paul not that long ago, I hope I'm still invited to the NFL draft party.
He's more likely to get a good job after a nice college education and a lot of fun playing football, but he loves the game. And we didn't say who won the kickoff. It was Trumbull. They deferred to Newtown, so they're going to kick off to Newtown, and they'll elect to take the ball in the second half.
And our this is a new kicker who was just added to the roster this week. I will look at last, and what a difference that kick makes, huh?
Hit almost to the goal line, taken by Newtown, up to the 20, and met quickly by the Trumbull defenders. Stood up immediately at the 22-yard line. Number 7, West Dayton, in on the stop there with a great hit on kick coverage. And Newtown takes over, first down and 10 at their own 21-yard line. They have twins left, twins right, a single back quarterback and a shotgun set. And we are off and running, Jeff. Handoff goes to number 24 and quickly caught by West Dayton again for the tackle after no gain on the play.
Number 87 is Lorenzo Sevilla, who's kicking now.
And Newtown goes right on the ball, a hurry-up offense. The quarterback looks out into the right flat, throws it incomplete. So now quickly Trumbull has Newtown in a 3rd down and 11 after the loss of 1. And Newtown again going right on the ball. This is first time we've seen this with this type of hurry-up offense. So it looks like Trumbull is ready to cover it. Here's 3rd down and 11 coming up. Shotgun set, trips to the right, single split to the left. Looking over the middle, the pass is complete, and tackles made near the line to gain. It looks like he's a yard short, but I can't tell from this depth perception, Jeff.
And the angle, too. So what I meant, let me clarify a moment ago, we didn't have a kicker out there a second ago. I meant the kicker who's now on the team is what.
Yes.
I didn't want people to think that we were kicking on defense on first down. That first play was a handoff right up the middle for maybe an inch or so.
Yep, no gain there. So far, Newtown has not been able to run the ball. In fact, they only had one successful play, but it was a big one with an 11-yard completion for a first down. Now 2nd down and 9. Again, back to pass. He's looking deep, and he overthrows a receiver just out of his reach. He was covered nicely there by 2 Trumbull defenders. The cornerback was with him step for step. That was Rowan Johnson, number 3, running down with him. And he's not going to be a guy any receiver's going to outrun for sure.
That was a great pass, just an inch too far overthrown for the receiver. Trumbull's going to have to play tight coverage from what we've seen on these first couple plays tonight.
Yeah, and Newtown is going with a hurry-up all night here. And they've been in the shotgun set with sending 5 wide. Back to pass again. He's looking to his left. He's going now back to his right and just overshoots the receiver who was covered nicely. Colin Van Beaver came over to step in front of that one, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and 9, and Newtown sends on the punt team, Jeff.
And I think the quarterback was forced to make that throw a little too early that he wanted to because of the pressure that the Trumbull defense was putting on him.
And back to field the punt is number 1, Colin Van Beaver. He had a great punt return, game changer against Hamden. And the kick is high, and nobody seems to be near it. And they're going to let that go wisely with Newtown defenders all around it. Trumbull's going to take over on offense at their own 27-yard line. 1st down and 10 coming up.
Kylie, what's going on the sideline with that good defensive stop to start off the game?
Overall, everyone is really hyped right now. Everyone's really ready to come out with a W.
And also a big welcome to those Jasmines from
As Jeff mentioned earlier, in at quarterback is number 5, Caleb Wachinski, who has so much room to grow, and he's already developing before our eyes, Jeff. And he's in a shotgun formation. To his right, he has John Hall, and we got twins to the left and twins to the right. Snap. Throws it into the flat to Jake Hull. Pass is complete, but quickly defended by Newtown for no gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10, again at their own 27-yard line.
Interesting that Coach Moore and Coach P start off the first offensive play in the air, knowing that the strength of this team right now is definitely on the ground, maybe just trying to throw the Nighthawks off a little bit.
I would think so. I'm sure Newtown watched a lot of film, and Coach P is going to do his best to throw them off and not let them think they can stuff the box and just count on the run alone. So he'll mix it up, which is wise, and I'm sure as Caleb matures, he's going to be more comfortable with that passing attack. Now he is back to pass again. He throws it complete. Nice gain on the play. It looks like he's gaining about 6, and I can't see the number. It is number 6, Giovanni
Albaladejo.
I was going to ask for help on that one. Thank you, Jeff. So that's a gain of 7. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for Trumbull here to see if they can keep this drive alive.
Whom, as we said before, is another sophomore that eventually will grow over the next few years.
Absolutely. The sky's the limit, and he's already been developing so much through these first couple games.
Wonderful. It's good to have the young talent. We want to see this program continue to grow and be competitive for the years to come. Now it looks like Trumbull's in the jumbo set. Oh, that is a false start. I can't see the number, but on the right tackle jumped.
And that was going to be a direct snap to either John, it looks like, John. Usually it's to Rowan, but Caleb's making his way back onto the field now.
Yeah, they did go into that jumbo set, which we got very familiar with the last few years, especially the year we had Corbin Smith back there. That became a staple of our offense. And
could you imagine
successful.
Corbin Johnson, if you could merge those two guys? Both of them were elite athletes. You'd have an incredible athlete if you could merge their talents together.
For sure. Okay, so now we're back to a 3rd and 8 after the 5-yard penalty. Wachinski's in the shotgun set. And
hard snap trying to draw them off.
I'm not quite sure what the call is. There's no penalty flag down. So I'm not sure if Trumbull needed to burn a timeout.
Maybe they just didn't like the setup, I would say, because Coach Moore, Coach Petrossi are making their way out onto the field. While we have a quick break, we just would like to thank our sponsor for Trumbull Eagles football here on 10, Dr. Lubna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. Thank you for your support of the 2023 football season here on 10. Let me give a little plug, too, if anybody's listening in the stadium or people are coming to the next game as well. The brand new Spirit Shop with all the team merchandise is available over by the scoreboard here at McDougal Stadium. And one of the coolest things we got now, you might have to buy one for Hunter, we have our own personal Trumbull Eagles Crocs gibbets, the little Crocs charms.
Oh, he will enjoy that because he is, since he's been in 4th grade, a supporter of Crocs and continues to wear them in college. So he would enjoy that for sure. Okay, Jeff, after the timeout, Trumbull's coming back, 3rd down and 8. Wachinski's in a shotgun formation. He's got twins left, twins right, and a single back to his left. And here comes the snap. He takes the drop back. He throws it. Oh, I spoke too soon. That was in the direction of Rowan Johnston. Got his hands on it, couldn't pull it in. I think he was looking to turn and run before he got it that time. So that'll bring up 4th down and 8 and the Trumbull punt team.
That one, I hate to say it, Rowan not keeping his eyes on that ball to be able to pull it in, but that was a good pass by Caleb.
I agree. He had a defender in the flat. He put it over the top of the defender. That might have affected Rowan's, vision of the ball potentially. But there's a guy that rarely has any sort of slip-ups in terms of his game. So he'll make up for it and then some, I'm sure, as the night progresses. But it was a good throw. The punt is a good one down the left sideline. It goes out of bounds. The depth perception is hard here. A little sooner than I thought originally. It's going to go to the 40.
Looks like right at the 50.
Looks like about midfield. Yep, he walked it up a few yards. So Newtown will start on the midfield line. 1st down and 10, and they are quickly going up to the ball, and I think that's going to be their strategy. They're going to go fast and try to keep Trumbull's defense moving. Trips to the left, single split to the right with a single back. Flips it to the left. Gains about 8 on the play from what I can see. I can't tell exactly where he went out of bounds on the far sideline, but it was a nice gain on 1st down for sure.
The Eagles defense read that play. They all started moving immediately in the correct direction, but there was just blocking there, which allowed him to turn the corner once he got past the hash mark and pick up about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, they ran it into their trips, and they're doing the same. Nope, that was a good fake, and it batted up in the air. I wish I could see a number, but that was a great defensive play by the defensive end.
Yeah. Huge crowd on hand here at McDougal Stadium. It is Daniel's Farm Night and Tashua School Night as well, so we welcome all those families from those 2 schools here to cheer on the Eagles.
That was Alex Moonbuck with the deflection there, and a great play. Now a run up the middle. And a great saving tackle. He had a lot of grass behind him if Rowan Johnson doesn't trip him up. A diving tackle after a gain. He did get the 1st down, but if Rowan doesn't make that diving tackle, he's still running, I think, Jeff. So 1st down and 10 on the ball once again. Shotgun formation. Now they got 2 backs, and that's going to be offsides. False start on 3 or 4 Newtown offensive players. They had a little miscommunication on the snap count, so that's going to bring it back 5 to the 40-yard line. 1st down and 15 for Newtown. And again, right on the ball here. Trips right, single split left. Back to pass again. They're looking over the middle. Complete. Gain of 10, gain of 9, call it. It's going to bring 2nd down and 6. Now inside Trumbull territory at the 32-yard line. This handoff comes to the running back off the right side, who's tackle made by number 9, Shannon Winston, after a gain of 6. So that's going to be another Newtown 1st down and 10. They're now at the Trumbull 29-yard line, and they're going on the ball again with the hurry-up offense.
Trumbull coach is signaling that the flag is going to be against Newtown. We have 6:44 remaining in the first quarter.
I do see the false start signal by the head referee there, so that's going to bring it back 5. And once again, they're going to start with a first down and 15. And again, right on the ball with a hurry-up offense. Trips left, single split to the right this time. Quarterback back to pass, looks into the right flat, complete, quickly taken out of bounds by number 7, Wesley Dayton on the tackle after a gain of 5, 4 to 5. It's going to be second down and 11. Fakes the handoff over the middle and overthrows his receiver.
But not by much.
No, when he first threw it, I thought it was going to be much further from his receiver, and he got within a couple steps of it. Jake Hull was in there, and he's tall and athletic, so I think he was able to cause some interference there and break up the play if it was catchable. Now we have a third down and 11. This is probably the biggest play of the first half for the Trumbull defense to try to get off the field.
But they're kind of in that high school no man's land unless you got an absolute stud kicker. They might be in fourth down territory to go for. We'll have to see where this play lands up.
I agree. They're definitely out of field goal range here.
You can't move forward on the snap.
That is a great grab by number 8 for Newtown.
But there is a flag down on the play.
Jaden Taylor caught that ball. The pass was to the outside. He had 2 feet in and reached over and grabbed it. Let's see what the yellow is for. Looks like an illegal shift is what I think I see as a call. But they are bringing it back, so it's against Newtown, so that will negate the complete pass and bring them back 5, and now we're going to have a 3rd and 16.
From the Trumbull 31-yard line.
Pass out into the flat is complete, and a great tackle by Wes Dayton. That is one-on-one. If Wes doesn't get up there and read that play and make that call, he might still be running again, Jeff. So what a great play by number 7, Wes Dayton, who also we talk about heritage and family.
Definitely.
He comes from a football family for sure here in Trumbull.
Wade and Cooper are 2 legends here on the football field. Wesley read that play the whole way, and I thought maybe the receiver was going to, or the runner was going to get around the corner and beat him, but Wesley had enough speed to take him down.
And the loss on that play sort of made the decision that they're not going to make it 4-down territory, and they will be back to punt. Snap was high, fielded nicely by the punter, and Colin Van Beaver fields it with a fair catch at the 9-yard line, which was probably the right call. It's a gamble at that point. You're close enough where you think, do I get out of the way and hope it goes in the end zone? But at the 9, they got some room to breathe. It was probably the right call.
Yeah, because if that would have rolled a few yards, they would have started with their backs right up against the goal line. So not a bad decision at all.
I agree, because it was a short punt and a short field, and those defenders covering that, so they could have got to that. So Trumbull now, for their second offensive possession, takes over first down and 10 at their own 9-yard line. It looks like they're coming out in a jumbo set, stacked to the right in a direct snap. Bounces it outside, and he's got a lot of room to run. Rowan Johnson breaks it free. What a nice run. Jeff, it looked like there was nothing but traffic in the middle, and then all of a sudden, he bounced back and came around the left side and had green grass to run. That's going to be a gain of 32 yards, bringing it out to the 30 yards, bringing it out to their own 39-yard line.
He first went right up the middle, right behind the center. The door was closed. There was nowhere for him to go. He just switched gears, like you said, Paul, went to the left side, and nobody was there. It took the secondary to chase after him and bring him down, and he was about one defender away from breaking that to the house.
Yep, excellent play there. And now we're going back to the jumbo set. Strong to the right side. And that was a direct snap to Rowan Johnson. The left side of the right side of that line jumped. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Eagles now, and they will have a first down and 15 here.
I think a few of them jumped on that. Maybe they weren't all in sync on what the snap count was on that play.
Yeah, and this is a little different probably when you have your direct snap to a running back. Different, just cadence and sound. It's such a... they get used to their quarterback's rhythm and voice, and when you have these, different type of sets, it can get confusing for everybody up there.
Some different opinions down here on that last call.
I was just going to ask you, Kylie, what was the coach's reaction on that last flag?
Overall, the coaches and players did not seem very happy.
I would not think, and especially several of the guys jumped on that.
Okay, so we're still in. Now we're back in a traditional offense with Chisky back, trips to his right, hands it up to John Hall, it looks like. Up the gut for a gain of about 4 to 5. We'll see where they mark it. That's going to bring up a second down and just about 11, Jeff. Back to the 38 now.
4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in our opening quarter, no score.
Wachinski's back in at quarterback. He's got John Hall to his right, trips to his right as well. He's rolling that way. And not much going on. Incomplete pass. He did good to get rid of it because had he been sacked, he would have lost about 13 yards. Smart quarterback decision there. There's no intentional grounding once you get outside of the hashes and outside of the pocket. So he did well to get it back to the line of scrimmage and avoid a big sack.
I would just say when you're doing that, put a little more oomph on that ball and try to get. I know he was in the middle of being tackled, but try to get out of bounds because we don't want somebody wearing white to pick that off.
Agreed. But he did do a good job to avoid the sack. But you're absolutely right. If you can get it out of bounds, do so. Now, third down and 10. Twins left, twins right. Wachinski back to pass. He's looking. He's got a little bit of time in the pocket. Quickly collapses on him. And that'll be a sack. Nobody was open. We'll sort of say that was a coverage sack because there was nobody open and he held the ball rather than risk an interception in a tie game here. So once again, they're going to punt with 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. And Colin Van Beaver, been a jack of all trades here. He's their punter as well, is back to field the snap to punt. Oh, the snap goes over his head. What an amazing play by Colin Van Beaver. That is absolutely an amazing football play. Jeff, that was over his head. I can't think of many high school players that would have the understanding of the game to take that in the end zone with 7 defenders in his face and to not instinctively run the ball. I was thinking, get out of the end zone. He grabbed the ball and booted it like a rugby-style kick. He does play rugby, and what an amazing play.
And he got it back to about where the original line of scrimmage was on that play. Obviously, we'd want it further, but it's better than being up against the goal line.
Or in. It was just an amazing football play. Oh, and picked off! Picked off, Trumbull! What a turn of events.
That was Reed McGee, number 8 with the interception. I thought it was Jake Hull at first, but listening to Mr. Spillane.
It does look like it was Jake Hull. He may have gotten it wrong. I think it was number 11.
That's what I was thinking.
So, Jeff, in 2 plays, you could have changed the momentum of the entire game. That play that Colin Van Beaver made was such a heads-up athletic football play And on the very next play, Trumbull's rewarded with an interception. What a great turn of events for Trumbull Eagles. And now they get the ball back 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line, just where they started about 5 minutes ago. And they're back to the jumbo set, now stacked to the left. Direct snap to Rowan Johnson. He's following his blockers, kicks it out. And shoestring tackle made by Newtown after a gain of maybe 1 or 2. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
We are approaching the 3-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Jeff Alterman, Paul Augusti, and Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network. Trumbull Football presented by Dr. Lubnicon's Orthodontic Boutique and on TCTV.
Okay. We're going to go 2nd down and 9 at the 10-yard line for Trumbull. Back to the jumbo set. Stacked to the right again this time where there's more open field. John Hall is to Rowan Johnston's, and he hands off to John Hall this time, who plows ahead for about 3. Newtown is defending the run well. The one thing about this Trumbull running attack is it just takes one play to break, and either John or Rowan could be off to the races. So I understand why Coach P is pushing this strategy, because it's been successful. We just need to see if we can break one here.
3rd and 6 coming up for the Eagles from their own 13.
And now we got a traditional set again. Wachinski's in at quarterback. He's going to have John Hall to his right in the backfield. Trips to the right, single split to the left, 3rd down and 6. Back to passes Wachinski. He's rolling to his left. He's going to look to take it himself. And he looks like he gained about...
Oh, is there going to be a flag there? It could be a late hit.
Yeah, the flag came. I don't know. It looked like he had... I'm looking at where he stepped out of bounds at the 22. He had a 1st down either way, so great heads-up play by Caleb. And then he chose to step out of bounds, and it looked like he got hit after he did so. So after he made that decision. And that's what it is, Jeff. It's going to tack 15 onto an already good play. So it looks like Trumbull's going to be up and around the 35 to 38-yard line when this is walked off. 37. So 37-yard line, 1st down and 10, Trumbull. And if they can sustain just a few 1st downs, they do have an ability to wear down a defense. And we saw that in the Hamden game where it started slow, but over time, the pounding of the ball, you saw the Hamden defenders just get weary as the game progressed. So if they can do that tonight before they get in a hole, we could be in great shape. Now we're in a traditional offensive set. Handoff up the middle to Johnson. He looks like he's breaking it. Johnson with a gain of 17. Rowan Johnston, number 3. He found a little bit of daylight and jumped through it and was off to the races.
Good momentum now with the Eagles. Hopefully taking the ball into the other side of the field. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going. Want to give a quick shout out to Doug Del Vecchio and his family watching at home on TCTV. Hope you guys are having a great weekend.
So now we are into Newtown territory for the first time at the 46-yard line going in. Wachinski's in the shotgun formation with Rowan Johnson now to his right, and he hands it to Rowan, coming off the left side, and Rowan puts his head down and takes the defender with him for 3 more yards. Nice hard run there by Rowan. He had a little bit of room, but he turned that 4-yard gain into a 6-yard gain just by the way the pile fell. That reminded me of Ben Carley when he used to always, wherever they hit Ben, you always could add 3 yards.
The Bendozer who could not get tackled. And this is 2023 Trumbull football, what we're seeing right here with that pounded on the ground. They got the thunder and lightning of Rowan Johnston and John Hall. You got the speedy guy that can change directions on a pinch. You got the guy who can plow it up the middle and pick up those short yards when you need it. This is the type of offense that we've been waiting for.
And then you have coming off of this, even when they lose Rowan, you got a very athletic quarterback who's extremely young that is looking to develop and be whatever Coach P needs him to be in the couple years to come. So it's an exciting time for Trumbull football. On that play, as we were talking, there was a screen pass out to Rowan Johnson in the flat, who was quickly hit. by the Newtown defender for a loss of about 5 or 6. So we're going to bring up a 3rd down and 11 for Trumbull now.
Sorry, we're getting to interview someone from the Black Hole right now.
Go for it.
Hey, don't forget to visit the Trumbull Eagles football team online at TrumbleFootball.com, Facebook.com/Trumbull Eagles football.
Right here we have Owen Wolf, a senior at Trumbull High School. And what is your opinion on how Trumbull is playing so far?
They're playing good. I know my boy Jay Cole's got a pick, and they're looking good out there. They got energy, and they're ready to play.
All right, thank you.
Is the Black Hole full tonight? Big crowd on hand?
Very.
We want to get some touchdowns in the air so they can throw their powder up.
I'm not totally sure if they have that today.
I don't think the people in charge are happy when they do that, though. But it does look cool.
It's not the powder. It's people decide to throw the powder bottles, which is the issue.
Oh.
A couple people got whacked in the head.
I'm excited to see Trumbull punch it in so I can hear the cannon in person.
Absolutely.
And listen to Seth Carley turn on that siren. It's been, this is the first game I've listened to you on the radio both weeks, Jeff, so far, and it's nice to be here in person here at the MAC.
We will always have a mic for you here on 10, Paul. And we appreciate you stepping in and doing the play-by-play for us tonight. Thank you so much.
All right, so now we have 3rd down and 12 inside Newtown territory. Trips to your left. Wachinski's in the shotgun formation with John Hall off to his left. He throws a screen pass to Rowan Johnson. A little bit low. Rowan makes the catch, but as he was falling, so he had no forward momentum. And in a battle of field position and a battle of defenses so far, Trumbull is going to send on the punt team to try to pin Newtown deep. We're in the 2nd quarter now with about 11 and a half to go, and it's still a 0-0 game. We've yet to see a team in the red zone, Jeff. A good snap this time. Van Beaver's punt is high and good. Number 5 back to receive it for Newtown. Lets it go, and it takes a Trumbull bounce inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Great punt by Colin Van Beaver there. It was a high end over end. Receiver decided to get out of the way and got another 8 or 9 yards on the roll there.
Once again, this is Jeff Alterman, Paul Augusti, and Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network, sponsored by Dr. Lubnicon's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull, and also welcoming our audience watching at home on Trumbull Community Television.
Okay, so Newtown takes over again. They're going in their spread offense, trips to the right, single back, and it's a handoff up the middle to the single back. Misses at the tackle line of scrimmage. And gain of about 17 on 1st down.
That was glimpses of, you were mentioning Ben Carley earlier, that could not be taken down. He broke through, about 3 or 4 tackles?
Yeah, that was the first time. Trumbull's done a great job so far tonight of making the tackles when they had an opportunity. That was the first one we saw a couple broken tackles. And again, with the hurry-up offense, Newtown is quickly into a snap. Quarterback fakes the handoff and keeps it, slides down after a gain of 7.
That is Jaden Cordova, the Newtown quarterback who had the keeper on that play. He showed that he's got some legs on his body in addition to one heck of an arm.
Yep, and they've been doing a lot of the throwing, so they're catching Trumbull a little bit in a guessing game right now. Now he's looking to throw it deep, and he throws it just out of the reach of his split end. And number 6, Giovanni
Albaladejo.
I'm going to continue to need help, but I'll get it eventually, Jeff. Very nice coverage there. They took a shot on 3rd and 3. I'm sorry, they took a shot on 2nd and 3. It brings up a Newtown 3rd and 3. They're at their own 34-yard line. So big defensive play here if Trumbull can get them off the field quick. They're showing blitz. We'll see if they're going to do it or just or show it and try to stress them out a little bit. Nope, they bring the blitz from the right side, and Great play again, broken up by number 6, Giovanni Albadejo.
You're getting it.
We'll get it soon, but he was on there. He had a right hand around his back, reached in with the left. That is a textbook defense.
I don't know what their parents are feeding them, but I want some.
And Giovanni's also a sophomore as well, like Caleb, so he's one of the rising stars for the Eagle that's going to be around for a long time. He is one speedy athlete.
Okay, Newtown back to punt, and Van Beaver back to receive for Trumbull. Snap is a good one. Kick is up and off, and it sort of knuckleball bounces out of bounds at the 43-yard line. All right, Jeff, this defensive battle, we're trading possessions, and the defenses have not broken yet. Trumbull's going to take over near midfield at their own 43. There's 10 minutes left in the first half, still a 0-0 ball game. If you like defensive battles, you'll enjoy this game.
Well, let's hope that now that Trumbull's got the ball, it becomes an offensive show for the black team out there.
Okay, so we do have Wachinski in at quarterback with Rowan Johnston to his right. We have 2 tight ends there. It's a sort of a type of jumbo set, it looks like. Hand off to Rowan up the middle. He's hit pretty quickly, no gain on that play. Newtown defensive line is doing a good job so far tonight.
Not exactly what I had in mind for the team in black, as I just said a second ago. Hopefully on second down we'll see a little bit more.
Yeah, it's Newtown's been doing a great job stuffing the box, and looks like they have good sized linebackers that are filling the gaps. Newtown's a 2-0 team, and they've opened up the season with a victory over an always tough St. Joe's team. Second down and 10. Wachinski keeps it. Fakes the handoff to Johnson and then follows him. Gain of about 1 on the play. That's going to bring up third down and 10. The clock continues to tick down, under 9 minutes now here in the first half.
Third down and 11 for the Eagles.
Fans continue to pour into McDougal Stadium here, Jeff. There's almost standing room only here on the home side.
And it is Student T-shirt night, Black Hole T-shirt night, presented by Jason Oberhan DDS Family Dentistry. We want to thank them for sponsoring this T-shirt night for the Trumbull students.
Wachinski back to pass, hits Johnson in stride. He's off and running. He's still going down to the 35. Gain of 35 yards on the play. Screen pass. Caleb Wachinski to Rowan Johnston. Perfectly hit in stride, and Rowan took it from there. Now we will be at the 28-yard line of Newtown going in. Great drawing up play there, and executed perfectly by Caleb and Rowan. Now we got first down and 10 inside Newtown territory. Handoff up the middle to John Hall. Hit quickly but falls forward after putting his shoulder down and driving the defender back 2 yards. That's going to be a gain of 2. Second down and 8 now at the 26-yard line of Newtown. Trumbull gets a little bit of energy. You see the offensive burst. They get a little pep in their step when they get those big plays, Jeff, and that's what you were talking about, hoping to see some fireworks. Now you got twins left, twins right, single back to Wachinski's right is John Hall. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle to John Hall. Got through the initial set of defenders and is tackled by the linebacking crew, but not until he gains 5 more. That's going to be down now to the just outside of the red zone. They're at the 21-yard line, third down and 3. Here's where we talk about that 4-down territory for sure on a 3rd and 3, barring any negative plays or penalties. It's too far for a field goal and no reason to punt. So I'd say Trumbull has 2 downs to get 3 yards, and that'll be the first trip for either team in a red zone tonight.
I would completely agree that they're in 4-down territory right now.
Same formation, John Hall to Wachinski's left, and he hands it up the middle to Hall. He's tackled, he gains a little bit. Not much, maybe a half a yard. That is going to bring up 4th down and 2. Well, Jeff, we said it, so we're going to find out right now, and the offense is definitely staying on the field for this 4th down and 2 play. They're going to stay in their traditional set offense. You've got Wachinski in at quarterback. John Hall is going to be a single back to his left. You've got a single split to the left and 3 receivers to the right. And if you're listening on the radio, they're going left to right. Trying to draw offsides here with a hard count. Nobody jumped.
Timeout called.
That I guess that timeout was coming when I saw the hard count. They tried to get the 5-yard penalty for the first down, and once they didn't, with 5 minutes left in the first half, Mars has 2 left. It figures that's a good time to use one and talk it over. When they come back from the timeout, Jeff, with 5 minutes and 55 seconds to go, it's still a 0-0 game. It's a 4th down and 2 just outside of the red zone.
Kylie, I don't know if you noticed, but First Selectman Vicky Tesoro is to your right. If you want to, I would say go over and ask her, does she think Trumbull's touchdown on this drive is going to be in the air or on the ground?
That is
her expert football opinion.
That is an extremely optimistic way to look at it, because it's not about if there'll be a touchdown, it'll be how will it be scored.
Sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
Ask her, Trumbull, that Trumbull's going to score a touchdown now. We know they're going to score a touchdown. Are they going to score it running it in or passing it in?
We know Trumbull's going to score a touchdown right now. Do you think it's going to be throwing it in or passing it in?
I think he's going to run it.
All right, there's the prediction by First Selectman Tesoro.
Okay, so we got trips right. John Hall to Wachinski's right. He's back to pass on 4th down. There is a flag down, and unfortunately, it's going to be a false start. So that 4th down and 2 is going to be a 4th down and nearly 7 now. I think that was a gutsy call, but I'm sure the entire Newtown team and coaching staff expected a run, and Mars was looking to catch them off guard as he sent everybody out, and Wachinski was going back to throw that ball.
I think they're feeling, I mean, we know that Caleb's been developing every single game, and he's doing a great job. I think that the confidence in him is growing even more and even more.
Agreed, and as we run the ball more, that's going to, give him some softer spots to throw over the top, and then once we get that balance is where we'll become dangerous this year. Oh, what a great throw! Caleb Wachinski to Jake Hall for a 27-yard touchdown pass. Trumbull Eagles 6, Newtown nothing.
The Trumbull Eagles are now a passing and a running team in the 2023 season. That was a beautiful connection by Caleb to Jake.
Absolutely thrown in the perfect spot. He hit Jake Hall in the numbers at the goal line, and it was thrown on a rope. What a beautiful pass to see. And when you can see that developing, if you have that run and pass attack and you can keep the defense honest and they can't stuff the box, this team could do damage as they develop this.
And it looks like Trumbull, they did this in last week as well, calling a timeout. It looks like maybe they just didn't have the personnel up there.
They did. They had 10 men on the field and they used the timeout. Every point in this defensive battle could be very important. So with the timeout, he's going to use it to talk to his team. But there's that music.
There's the Trumbull touchdown song.
Did I miss the cannon?
No, it looks like they're going to light it up now.
Slight delay, but as long as they do, or maybe they're having some trouble, who knows?
Might be having technical difficulties. It looks like they're working on it.
Then we got to be ready at any moment.
Be ready for a loud sound.
And Trumbull's going back out to attempt the point after. Colin Van Bieber, who I've used his name a lot as the punt returner, kick returner. Hunter is now the holder as well. Let's see if they can take a 7-0 lead in this defensive battle. Newtown does have all 3 timeouts left. Trumbull does not have any, but they do have a lead. Here's the snap. Down, and kick is up, and looks good. It is. That kick, I have not been here in person, but that, Jeff, that would have been good from 30 yards.
That kick was probably longer than all the other kicks that we've had so far this season. All right, we will take a quick break after that touchdown and be back here momentarily on the Trumbull Eagle Network and TCTV.
Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull has over 20 years of experience and countless perfect smiles. Dr. Khan offers both braces and Invisalign for the whole family. Visit us online at orthodonticboutique.com or in person at 126 Monroe Turnpike right here in Trumbull. Schedule your complimentary exam today by calling Dr. Khan at 203-590-3222. And remember, the AAO recommends that your child first see an orthodontist at the age of 7.
Back here at McDougall Stadium, Trumbull Eagles football on 10, presented by Dr. Ludna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. All right, here's the kickoff after the big Trumbull score.
And kicked deep. Jeff, that's going all the way into the end zone, halfway through the end zone. That kick was in the air, 5 yards deep into the end zone.
I would like to have been a fly on the wall when Coach P was able to bring him back this year to kick. I mean, I don't know if there was some begging or whatever, but what a difference it makes.
That is it's such a big part of the game. You have your offense, your defense, but the special teams can make or break a game, and especially when you get into close battles, you need every part of this team to click, and that is such a nice thing to see. So now Newtown takes over with 5:27 in the first half at their own 20. Handoff up the gut, quickly tackled by Wes Dayton. Wes has been in that backfield at that line of scrimmage all evening, and he had Jack McGrath with him that time. McGrath stuffed up the hole. Wes Dayton jumped on him. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Newtown. Shotgun formation. Another handoff up the middle, and quickly gathered up by number 13, Alex Mumbach. That's going to be a loss on a play. He was right into the backfield, and Newtown, who came out throwing, is now back-to-back runs up the gut for nothing. Now we got a quick 3rd down and 11. Back to pass on 3rd and 11. He's looking deep over the middle, well covered, almost intercepted, extremely well covered by number 11, Jake Hull, who was running step for step with the Newtown split end.
And there was a secondary defender out there as well, helping to guard it. So
that was number 21, Braden Consolati, it looked like. I see 21. I hope I'm saying that name right. He was also, we had two defenders running step for step, and it was just perfectly defended. Now Newtown has to punt. Trumbull has time to hopefully punch it in again with 4.5 left. Short punt, fielded by Van Beaver on the run. He fumbles it, and he picks it up. What an athletic play. I'm sure Coach P might have had a minor stroke on that play. He saw an opening, he caught it on the run, bounced forward, it was a live ball, and he scooped it right back up and still kept running. So, all's well that ends well, we'll say that. And they are all the way down with that good return and very athletic play to the 24-yard line of Newtown with 4:19 in the first half. Rowan Johnson in motion, handoff up the middle to Jake Hall. That time he's got a nice Nice opening up the gut. Offensive line kicked out the defensive end, and then had a pulling guard. Looked like he came through and picked up a linebacker, and we picked up 6 on first down right up the gut. 2nd down and 4 for Trumbull. Now inside the red zone for a second consecutive possession at the 18-yard line.
.336 remaining until the half.
And off to Rowan Johnson, who takes the ball and 3 Newtown defenders on his back for 5-6 more yards after the initial hit to the 7-yard line. 1st down and goal, Trumbull Eagles. They are starting to wear down that defensive interior of Newtown.
Trumbull is showing right now how talented they are. I think some people weren't sure what to make of the Eagles this season, but they are hanging right now with Newtown, who has the top-rated L team in the state of Connecticut and one of the top probably 5 teams in the entire state overall, and they're hanging with them right now.
Not just hanging with them, out in front and looking good, but there's a long way to go. Now off to Rowan Johnston, in for the touchdown. 7-yard touchdown, Rowan Johnston, 13-0, Trumbull Eagles. There's the cannon blast and the sirens. Trumbull tradition at its finest.
We just need the jump around song to hit. There we go.
And now we get the music. And I'm sure they'll fire it back up after the extra point attempt. Good snap. Kick is up and dead center. Looking good.
Looking very good. 14-0 Trumbull.
2:57 left in the first half. 14-0. Trumbull leads Newtown.
And we'll be right back here on 10 Network and TCTV in a moment.
Rude Awakenings is Hillcrest Middle School's premier full-service breakfast provider. Try our gourmet coffees and teas or our delectable snacks. We've been the pick-me-up choice for Hillcrest since 2014. Pay with cash or open a charge account to enjoy our daily delicacies. Our baristas personalize every order and always provide service with a smile. You won't find better customer service anywhere. And best of all, we deliver. We come straight to your door to take your order and prepare your provisions right before your eyes. When you're at Hillcrest, let us do the cooking for you. There's always something for everyone at Rude Awakenings.
Okay, so Trumbull will kick off once again to Newtown now with a 14-0 lead, and that kick is not quite as deep. It's going to be fielded at around the 10-yard line, taken up the middle. Push towards the right sideline. He gets up to the 35-yard line, fielded it at about the 14, so gain of 20 after catch. And Newtown takes over with just under 3 minutes to play in the first half, now trailing 2 touchdowns. So we'll have to see if they open it up a little bit, but I can't say they weren't. They were taking shots downfield from the start, and the Trumbull defenders and the DBs have just played amazing.
2:50 remaining until the half.
Hand off up the middle. And stuffed up. Maybe a gain of 1. Nicely defended by by Trumbull there. Gain of about 1. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Newtown is at the 36-yard line, going out. And they're going right on the ball again. Hurry up offense as they've done all night. Fakes the handoff, throws a slant over the middle. It is complete for a first down, but quickly taken down after catch. Gain of 10 on the play. That's going to bring up a first down and 10. Still in their own territory by a few yards. 47-yard line going out. Right on the ball as expected at this point. Fakes the handoff, looking deep again. Overthrows his receiver by about 5 yards that time. That's going to bring up a quick second down and 10.
And that was one of the first passes by the Newtown quarterback that was well thrown over the head of the receiver. He's been pretty much on target with near pinpoint accuracy through most of this game. He's a very talented athlete.
I agree with you on that assessment, Jeff, and I think, Trumbull's been defending every play, and he's trying to stretch it out a little more. Second down and 10. Now he does hand off to number 28, who gains 5 or 6, maybe 7. They do have all 3 timeouts left, which could come into play here. Now they're into Trumbull territory at the 46 going in. Third down and 3. Running back goes to the left side of the quarterback, trips to his left. Hands off fumble. That was not in a good time for that to happen for Newtown. On the exchange, they lose the ball. It drops. He falls right on it, but that's a loss of 4 to 5 yards. So instead of a third down and 3, we're now looking at fourth down and 7. And in order to avoid any further damage, the Newtown coach is going to send the punt team out, and it looks like he's going to let the clock run down and just take this into halftime and have a conversation.
Yeah, so 56 seconds remaining. There is now 10 seconds on the snap clock.
Yep, and no timeouts for Trumbull, so Newtown's going to let it go down probably to 1 second and maybe call a timeout right before the shot clock. The snap clock expires. He's got 3 to burn, so that made sense to take it down to 1 and call the timeout. And now they'll talk about giving Trumbull the ball with 41 seconds and no timeouts and just see what it takes to make sure they don't go down any further than they are.
Be interesting to see once Trumbull gets the ball. Hopefully it's a clean reception. I mean, I would love to see him break it to the end zone, but assume it's a typical type of punt return. Is Coach B going to take a knee, or is he going to take a shot down the end zone? I would say he's probably pretty happy with a 14-0 lead. My guess is probably a knee, but we'll see what happens.
I would tend to agree with you. If he had 2 timeouts, 3 timeouts, and take a couple shots, but the last thing you want to do is anything that will jeopardize at least a 14-point lead at halftime, as well as the defense is playing. And keep in mind, Trumbull did defer and kick to Newtown to start the game, so they will also receive the ball to start the second half as well. And with their running attack, they can burn a lot of a quarter in a single possession. So now with 41 seconds, Newtown will be punting. Good snap. Kick is up. High and short. I'm sure he's going to just let this one go.
Watch it, guys. Watch it. Get out of there. Why are you anywhere near that ball?
All right, so Trumbull just lets the ball bounce. They were not getting anywhere near it. That's one of those examples, that the boys yell on the sideline, poison, poison, to know to get away from it.
Yep.
So 31 seconds on the clock. We are anticipating a knee, but you never know. We're not the ones that are calling the plays.
You have John Hall and Rowan Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he's going to do anything extreme in terms of trying to air it out. Would it bother me if you give a guy like Rowan Johnson the ball and just let him decide and just tell him to be careful if needed? But because he can break anything. And they do a direct snap to Johnson, and they have no timeout, so that probably will take it to the half, unless they go on the ball and give him one more chance to break something. 18 and counting, 15, 14. It looks like they are going to take this into the half, as we're under 10 seconds and no timeouts. So we're just going to let this expire.
Kylie, you go find Coach P for the try to grab him before he runs off the field.
that might be a tough thing to do. He's moving pretty quickly with his team. Kylie's getting up behind him there. She might catch him. I think she's going to.
Hi, Coach. First off, great job. And sophomore Giovanni Albadeo has had some big defensive plays in the first half. Tell us about the impact he's had stopping the Newtown offense.
Yeah, I think, he's played a great game up to this point. I think the entire defense is really playing superb. So, he's just one of 11, and we're happy that he's doing well. We just, it's going to be another half here, so we got to make sure we're doing the right things. Got it. Thank you, Coach.
All right, good job, Kylie. All right, so, Paul, any quick thoughts before we go to a halftime break?
It was so nice to see the strong finish. The game was a defensive battle, trading possessions, and it went Trumbull's way as they just continued to stay the course. And once they got in on that pass from Wachinski to Hall, it seemed that Newtown then had to sort of take everyone out of the box. That opened up the running game. And now when you have that balanced attack, I think that was a game changer. And I think Newtown's going to have to go into the halftime as a coaching staff and say, we can't necessarily just stuff everyone in the box and to stop the run if they can beat us over the top.
Yeah, absolutely. That touchdown pass by Caleb earlier wasn't just a good pass. That was a highlight reel type of play. So just exactly like you're saying, by having a legitimate passing attack now, they got to respect both sides up against the line. They have to respect the secondary as well, which is going to impact the game. All right, we will take a break here on the Trumbull Eagle Network and TCTV, and we'll be back with the second half action in a few moments.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Open calendar. What's my schedule looking like? Next Thursday, you will be caught in an emergency flash flood between Park and First Street. What? No, that doesn't work. I'm busy then. Decline. Decline.
Floods don't exactly work around your schedule. Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. It starts with talking to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. So don't wait. Communicate. Visit ct.gov/DESPP. Brought to you by Connecticut Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. That's the scent of shopping success. Because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
145 over 92.
180 over 111. I had a heart attack and cardiac arrest and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Melissa from Michigan. I work an extra part-time job serving lunch at my child's school, but I still can't afford to put food on our table.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SavedByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SavedByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SavedByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Hey Kevin, thinking about saving for retirement?
Yeah, but how do I start?
It's easy with Avo, a retirement coach. Let's learn the Avo bet. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
Change up my strategy. Okay.
O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Your daughter doesn't want to talk about why her room is a horrible mess. Your son doesn't want to talk about why he's wearing mismatched
family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council. To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe. I didn't know the trees were so amazing. Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb. That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Morning, Mama. How you feeling?
Great, and I'm ready for you today.
I'm checking in on you. Morning meditation? Check. Dressed and ready to work out?
Check.
Check your blood pressure yet?
And check.
Boom! Great job, Mom. And about those gold earrings?
No, ma'am.
Now more than ever, it's important that we protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love. Monitor your blood pressure daily and help each other stay motivated. Rally your squad to take the online pledge at releasethepressure.org. Brought to you by the Release the Pressure Coalition and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And back here at McDougal Stadium for Trumbull Eagles football on 10, presented by Dr. Lubnicon's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. Newtown is stretching on their side of the field. The Eagles have made their way back up. Paul, I always have confidence in the Eagles, but this is showing what they are capable of, what they are truly capable of, leading the number one ranked L team in the state 14-0 at the half. We knew they had it in them. They just had to come out and execute.
I agree, Jeff, and I think it just goes to show, I mean, it's a tremendous, compliment to the coaching staff to take a team that had so many seniors graduate and put together the pieces. I think at times as the season progressed, not even sure of where those pieces fit, but each week Morris is putting the puzzle together very nicely, and it's just continuing to develop, and alongside of that, understanding where the pieces go in this puzzle, you have a developing quarterback that's getting better every week, and he's still just a sophomore, but making plays like he did in that first half. You have the addition of a kicker that is as good as we've seen and will see in high school football in the state of Connecticut. It's coming together so nicely, and it's exciting to watch as this team continues to get better week in and week out.
And I was talking to Paul off mic a little while ago, and he was saying that our now graduated quarterback from last year, Hunter Augusti, is listening in. So, Hunter, big shout out to you. And also, I understand Ben Carley is listening in as well. So, Ben, if you are listening with some of your new college friends, I would just like to say, Ben Dozer, we miss you. You were an amazing Trumbull Eagle. You are a legend on this field.
I just talked to Lindsey Carley, and Ben also, as a freshman, made the travel squad for Trinity. So he is traveling this weekend. Hunter is up in Utica, New York. So yeah, they're still paying attention to their high school friends, kids that they practiced with for a few years and got to know so closely. So it's nice that they're still paying attention even out on the road.
All right, so we are just about ready for kickoff. This is Jeff Alterman, Paul Augusti, and Kylie Manuel joining you on the Trumbull Eagle Network and TCTV.
And Trumbull did defer to start the game after winning the toss, so they will not only have a 14-point lead to start the second half, they will start with the ball. So let's see what type of adjustments Newtown made at the half. They're kicking it out of bounds, which is a penalty marker, and I suppose they didn't want to
ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Eagles.
Next time I'm going party, man. No penalty. I'm not going to get no penalty. And he's gone.
Lay hit.
Who got you down?
Shooting, you got to stay behind this blue line, okay?
Okay.
It's a helmet-to-helmet call. That's something that's tough to see from this far away. That'll tack on 15 from the end of the run, which was already a nice gain of 10 for Rowan Johnston. That's going to bring it quickly into Newtown territory. First down and 10 at the 40-yard line going in. And an adjustment, Mars Petracchio had some sets that we didn't see. Came out for the second half, came into an I formation, which you don't see that much nowadays. Now he's going back to his traditional trips left, single split to the right, and John Hall looks like he's going to be to Wojcicki's left. And that's going to be Trumbull's first timeout of the half.
Did they? I feel like they didn't necessarily reset the clock to the full amount when the ball was placed. Maybe I'm just being biased for Trumbull, but
after the penalty, I would have thought you were going to get a reset of the 25. I'm not an expert on the high school football rules. After any type of penalty, you would normally expect to get a reset of that snap clock.
Yeah. But it seemed like they put the ball down, and Trumbull was not wasting time. They got there, and it just all of a sudden I looked over, and we were at 3-2-1. But again, we're a little biased on this side.
I can't. I'm not going to guess. I'm guessing they made it right because it doesn't look like the coaches are having a fit over it, which is why it tells me if it was the wrong call, Mars would be up in arms. So you got Johnson back in the I formation. Wojcicki looks to his left to hand off, and Johnson went to his right. So a little miscommunication there. The I formation is the first time I've seen that set, Jeff, and it worked very well on the first attempt. That time, with your running back coming behind you in the I, Rowan came to Wojcicki's left and Wojcicki turned right. So I don't know who went the wrong way, but it was clearly not intended to be that.
But as he was about to get swallowed up by the defense, starting to make some veteran decisions, he just closed up and covered over that ball, didn't try to do something silly and cough away the ball.
Lived to fight another play, and he's back to pass. He's got time that time. Rolling to his right, throws it downfield, and dropped, almost intercepted. That's going to bring up third down and about 17 after the incompletion.
Trumbull very lucky that was not picked off. Caleb trying to get rid of the ball. He's got to make sure that gets out of bounds. One good thing I would say, many good things I'll say about Caleb. One thing I'm noticing here is he has a very good pocket presence. He knows when his pocket is starting to collapse, and he's got some speed and he gets out of there.
Yeah, no, it was that time he had time, and I'm going to say we said this once in the first half. It's sort of a coverage type of sack because he looked around, he didn't force it anywhere. Now he's back to pass again. He's looking deep, throws a beautiful ball. Oh, just outside of the reach of Jake Hull.
Just maybe a yard or so over his hands, and he had the defender beat by a good couple yards.
Yep, it was a great play call. Hull had his man beat by 2 yards, and it was maybe a yard overthrown, but a beautiful ball. That's going to bring up 4th and 17, so the punt team will come on for Trumbull. 10.5, third quarter as we just start the second half. Newtown will take the ball for the first time this half. Van Beaver back to punt. Good snap that time. Kick is another end-over-end good one. Fielded by number 5 of Newtown. Takes it up the left sideline, tackled at the 33-yard line.
Good solid tackle there by Will Carley. Let me say for a second to make a comparison on Caleb. I remember comparing him to Hunter. I remember when Hunter was younger and he was developing, sometimes he would throw some amazing passes and then sometimes they would be just overthrown by a little bit like Will did there. So if he's following in the footsteps of Hunter, who was one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the state last year, we got a gold mine on our hand with this player.
You see his athleticism is great. He's understanding for a sophomore. He's showing great maturity out there for a sophomore, honestly. Jack McGrath grabs him after the handoff off the right tackle. McGrath gets him after a gain of 2, pulls him back 5 yards. He's going to get forward progress and a gain of 2.
So Newtown now with their first possession of the second half as we cross the 10-minute mark in the third quarter.
Shotgun, back to pass, little screen pass to the right flat is incomplete over the arms of the receiver, so that's an incomplete pass. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for Newtown at the 36-yard line going out. Let's see if the Eagles can get a quick 3 and out here and put that Newtown defense back on the field and see if we could tire them out some. It looks like they're bringing everybody. And there is a false start call against Newtown. That's going to back them up 5 more. Instead of 3rd and 8, we're going to see a 3rd and 13.
5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
And Newtown right on the ball. They have trips to the left. It's an empty backfield, which means the quarterback's by himself. Twins right, trips left. And Trumbull brings the blitz, and they throw over the top. Oh, what a first step defense. Number 21, Braden Consolati, he had to be there because that ball was thrown in a tremendous spot. The receiver looked like he had it for a step, but the defender had his arm in there and just broke it up.
It was a well-placed pass in the hands of the receiver. He just wasn't able to convert and bring it in.
Newtown back to punt. High. Looks like they're going to get away from it. A little bit of a Newtown bounce. Picked up 10 yards after it hit the ground. But Trumbull takes over after a quick 3 and out by Newtown at their own 30-yard line. And Newtown defense is really going to look for some time off the field. Their offense, after starting the game looking okay, hasn't been able to sustain any type of drive. And that defense, with this type of running attack Trumbull has, is going to continue to get worn down if they cannot keep time of possession somewhat in their favor.
One thing we haven't seen much of tonight, and only a few times in the previous games, Trumbull's got that dual back formation where they have those option handoffs. We haven't seen much of that. Those are so confusing to the defense. I'm wondering if they're going to start putting that into the mix at all.
Yeah, here they run Rowan Johnston up the middle. Loses a helmet, gains a yard. I think, does Rowan have to come off a play because his helmet popped off there? Colin Van Beaver in at running back now to replace Rowan Johnston.
You can hear the student section of Newtown that came down Route 25 for this game. They got a pretty significant student section there. It's love seeing the visiting fans come and travel with their team and root them on.
Okay, so now we have 2nd down and 8. Trips left, single running back. Handoff goes to John Hall along the right side. Looks to turn the corner. He gets hit after a gain of about 4, maybe 5.
Knocked out by the Nighthawks, number 28.
Didn't get the late hit call. Defender got a little warning from the referee, but no yellow, so I guess it was just almost a late hit. So after that gain of 5, we're going to see a 3rd down and a long 2, almost 3 for the Eagles, now at their 37-yard line. Handoff off the right tackle. Johnson's got nowhere to go. They strung it out very nicely. They might have lost a yard on the play. Clock continues to run. 4th down and 5 coming up, and that's going to bring out Van Beaver to punt once again. And the second half is starting very much like the first half did, with trading possessions on the, of a defensive battle. But Trumbull punched it in twice, so I think Coach P would be fine with this for the rest of the game.
The Newtown defense sniffed that one out. They recognized something right away because they were there to close that hole up instantly.
Okay, Van Beaver back to punt. Good snap. Kick is a good one down the right sideline. And a little bit of a Trumbull roll inside the 40-yard line of Newtown, where they're going to take over. 1st down and 10 at the 39 going out. Trailing 14-0, 7 minutes and 49 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to have to start thinking to be a little bit more aggressive on the play calling as they wind down and further into this game, down 2 touchdowns. Trumbull brings pressure. Missed tackle there. Complete and caught from behind, fortunately, by number 17. That's Aiden Stewart on the tackle, saved the touchdown. It was sort of a broken play. We brought the blitz. The quarterback scrambled out to his left, and they're going to go quick to the ball here. The hurry up is most stressful after a big play. Now they're flipping it out for a run to the right, off tackle. Bounces, another missed tackle there. And
there's a flag on the play.
There was a gain of 8 prior to the flag. We're going to have to see what the flag is all about. I have no idea. It's not in the area of holding. It's downfield a bit.
I didn't see anything like a late hit or anything like that because he was taken down inside the field of play, I believe.
Might have been a downfield hold. It looked like, yep. So there was a gain of 8. Now, yeah, the spot of the foul was about 8 yards downfield. So the 10 yards from that brings it back to a 1st and 14, which is why the odd number. Fakes the handoff, is looking deep, nobody there. Now he's keeping it himself. And he runs out of bounds after a gain of about 5. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9.
Nobody was bringing any pressure on the quarterback on the Trumbull defense on that one. He had as much time as he wanted. But good coverage downfield to force the quarterback to take off.
Correct, because he had plenty of time. Some discussion here as well.
Looks like Newtown's trying to figure out what play they want to get in. They're getting signals from the coaches.
That's a defensive holding penalty on that play. And so that's going to move it forward, and I believe an automatic 1st down. And this is going to be Newtown's first trip into the red zone, Jeff.
It's the first time they've had the ball on the other side of the field in a while.
Yeah, it's been a great defensive showing for Trumbull, but Newtown is moving right now, and it's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line, it looks like. Breaks it off left tackle, and he gets it inside the 10. That's going to be a 1st and goal.
I think that was the first time Newtown's had the ball down in that corner of the field, and we talked about this earlier. We know what happened down in that corner of the field in December of 2019.
In an eerily creepy, foggy night.
Yes.
Okay, 1st down and goal. Handoff up the gut to number 24. He's pulling forward some. He's in for a Newtown touchdown. With 6 minutes and 43 seconds, Newtown breaks the goose egg and gets on the board. It's 14-6 now, and they're sending out the kicker for an extra point try. (14-6) with a point after attempt coming. Snap is good, kick is up and good. Okay, so Jeff, we got a ball game here with 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third. It's now a 1-possession ball game, 14 Eagles, 7 for the Hawks.
I got to mention this, being a lifetime Connecticut guy. Every time I hear Steve Spillane mention the name Nighthawks over the PA, all I think of is the old New Haven Nighthawks hockey team. They used to play at the New Haven Coliseum, and I remember I used to go there all the time with friends and family to watch those games. I think they moved to Prince Edward Island and became the Senators in the early 90s, mid-90s.
Okay.
But that was even back, when we still had the Whalers up in Hartford as well. But that was definitely one of our local teams. We used to go long before the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, Bridgeport Islanders. We had the New Haven Nighthawks that were, back in the day, they had the Rangers blue and red, and then at the end they were the LA Kings team, and they had the black and silver. So it was fun cheering them on. So it's interesting hearing Nighthawks being announced for this team tonight.
Okay, so now this is going to be a very telling possession for Trumbull. Now only up a score. They're going to get the ball. And it goes out of bounds untouched. Wise decision by Wachowski to let that go.
The fact that it dropped in the field of play, they were lucky that it went out of bounds.
That was not Wachowski. That's, you're going to pronounce his name.
Alba Ladejo.
Alba Ladejo was back. He was running up to make a play on the ball, realized he wasn't going to. He let it go out of bounds so they can start at the 35, which proved to be a good play.
Giovanni's mom was just sitting in front of us a little while ago. I was just peeking. It looks like she's gotten up and found a different spot.
So 1st down and 10, Trumbull now up 1 score, 6.5 in the third. They are back to their traditional set with twins left, twins right. Single back to the right is John Hall next to Caleb. I see Holland Johnson to my near side. Johnson in the slot. Quick pass into the screen is incomplete. It bounced off the running back's hands into the defender's gut, but then he was run over by the offensive player and the ball came free. Fortunately for Trumbull, that would have been a worst case scenario after the score to throw a quick pick. 2nd down and 10 is going to come after this.
Coach P definitely trying to see how much of the passing game can he work into the offense tonight, seeing some great signs of what they're capable of doing, trying to get that mix in there, both run and pass. That way the defense got to defend the whole field.
Shotgun, handoff to John Hall off left tackle, and he's running hard. Big run by John Hall. It looked like they were going to wrap him up just past the line of scrimmage, and he broke that tackle. After that, he gained 9 more. Actually, let's call that 10 because they're giving him the 1st down and 10 now at the 45-yard line. All right, this is what we talked about. If Trumbull can sustain any type of drive, you notice after a 1st down or 2, Newtown just gets a bit tired because Trumbull just pounds it up the middle over and over again. Eventually, that wears on any defense. We're staying in the same set. with John Hall next to Wojcicki. Trips to my side. Handoff again off left tackle, and that time defensive end jumps inside and makes the play for loss of maybe 4.
And the defense sniffed that one out again, just like one of the earlier plays. They recognized the formation, they recognized what they were doing, and were able to shut that down immediately.
Yes, so the gain of a loss of 3 there. 2nd down and 13 is coming up. Clock is running now with 5.5 to go. Marsh not in any hurry to get the playoff with a 7-point lead. He's still going to shorten this game as possible. There's 10 seconds on the play clock, and now they look like they're ready to go. 5. Johnson in motion. Wojcicki is running the option there with Johnston flanking him to his right. He wisely keeps it. The defensive end jumped it, did a good job to contain Wojcicki. He turns it upfield to gain a yard or 2. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 10, close to 11. Shotgun, Wojcicki looking to pass. He's got Johnson, secures the catch and goes out of bounds. Nice throw and catch, but another flag down. It looks like it's going to be a holding. That's a shame. That was a very nice gain.
Rowan ran that out pattern and was able to get away from the defender and get himself wide open to bring that ball in.
Yeah, and it was a good throw and catch by both Caleb and Rowan. But the holding is going to go back 10 yards from the spot. That's going to bring up a 3rd and more than 20. So that nice play is negated, and Trumbull will have a 3rd and 21 coming up when they put the ball back in play. Clock is running now under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter in a 1-score ball game, which has been mostly a defensive battle. Wojcicki back to pass. Threw a laser of a pass on a rope just over the outstretched hands of Rowan, cutting across the middle.
And even though that was incomplete, you just said a moment ago, Paul, that, threw a laser. That was one of the strongest passes I've seen him throw so far this season.
You could see his arm strength is solid, and he's only a sophomore. That's good news for the next 2 years of Trumbull football. But right now, we have a great team this year to see him develop and see how far he can lead this team with the capable backs around him. Another good play by Van Beaver. It was a bad snap. He gets it and gets the kickoff, and not only gets the kickoff, gets it down inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line.
We are at 3:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Jeff Alterman, Paul Augusti, and Kylie Manuel with you on the Trumbull Eagle Network, presented by Dr. Lou McConn's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull and on Trumbull Community Television.
Okay, so big series here. Newtown coming off of a score, gets Trumbull to kick it to them, and it's their ball once again. They're looking in the right flat, complete, gain of 8 on 1st down, 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Kylie, what are you seeing on the sideline there with Newtown coming back now and the offense having trouble moving the ball a little bit? Are they showing some signs of nerves a little bit?
Yeah, they've definitely showed a little bit of signs of nerves, although I'm sure they wouldn't admit it. They've gotten a little bit quiet, but I'm sure the energy will come right back up very soon.
So while you were talking to Kaylee, we see a run off left tackle by back number 28 for Newtown. He gains about 10 to midfield. That's going to be a 1st down and 10 for Newtown, just shy of midfield, their own 49-yard line, 9-yard line going out. Now quarterback back to pass again, over the middle, dropped. A little bit of a break there.
Second down and 10.
Second down and 10 coming up after the drop pass. Quarterback put it in a good spot. I think the receiver wanted to run before he caught it. That's going to bring up second 10 from their own 49-yard line. Trumbull defense is... That's a nice defensive play there. Number 7, Wes Dayton, and number 9, Shannon Winston Jr. Both converged on the ball, got hands up, and I think it was Winston that knocked it down. So we got a big third down and 10 play here, Jeff. 5 guys going out, empty backfield, throws it over the middle, complete for a gain of 13 and a first down for Newtown.
Quarterback number 19, Aiden Cordova. Stop by the Eagles, number 17, Aiden Stewart. First down and 10.
Handoff to 24, off the right, turns it back upfield. Tackle made by Jake Hall after a gain of 6. Newtown looks like they're getting in a little bit of a rhythm here, Jeff. They're down 1 score. We're still in the third quarter, 2 minutes left. And they're moving the ball. Second down and 4. This is Trumbull's defense is going to have to make a stand here. Play action pass there down the right sideline, covered very, very nicely once again by number 21, Braden Consolati. He's been really shutting down his defenders on that right side of the field. I've not seen anyone get open on his side of the field so far. Third down and 4. Getting a play called in here.
Shannon Winston trying to catch the Newtown offense off guard.
Off tackle run. That's been open this last series. They've been running 5, 6, 7 yards at a time. So now with a first down and 10 coming up, Trumbull's going to have to try to make a stand. They're just outside of the red zone at the 22-yard line going in. Handoff left. Nice play by Alex Moombach, number 13. And
got a little nervous there when he went down, but he got right back up. He's a tough boy.
Perfect job with Moombach, who's the defensive end, turned it upfield, and when they tried to turn it upfield with the contain, Wesley Dayton, that was Will Carley on the tackle quickly. Little screen pass to 24. He catches it and has room to run. Touchdown saving tackle made by Consolati, but not until Newtown gets inside the 5-yard line, now with a first and goal at the 4-yard line. Dive up the middle.
No sign yet.
Close to the goal line. If he's not in, he's very close. He is not in. They're going to mark this inside the 1, maybe at the 1, Jeff. Second down and goal. There's somebody down on the play. Black jersey. I don't know what number it is, Jeff. It's never a good sign.
Why don't we take a quick break while we let Trainer Dan tend to the player that's down. We'll be back here on 10 and TCTV in just a moment.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said, "Only you can prevent wildfires." But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when it's dry or windy. Be careful burning yard waste, because wildfires can even start in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Back here at McDougal Stadium at Trumbull Eagles football, presented by Dr. Lubna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. All right, so the Trumbull player is up, walked off under his own power, which we'd like to see. And Newtown, again, knocking on the door, down 14-7, 1:29 remaining in the third quarter, but they are just 2 yards away from pay dirt.
Okay, Jeff, second down, as you said, and goal for Newtown. Handoff right up the gut and turned back, maybe lost a yard there.
Looked like Colin Van Beaver brought him down right away.
Yeah,
touchdown saving tackle again.
Coming in, Colin Van Beaver, I've noticed, is playing linebacker today. That's a shift. Another, you talk about Mars and his staff finding out where all these puzzle pieces fit. They brought him up into the box, and he's been doing a great job tonight in there. Now, third down and goal. It looks like outside the one, maybe near the 2. They got a jumbo set of their own coming at us here. And 28 keeps it, and he followed his hole into the end zone. That makes the score 14-13 as the third quarter is coming to an end. And they have a point after attempt coming to tie the game if successful.
So that 14-0 lead has dwindled to 14-13 with the point extra, just as Paul said, coming up in a moment, which is going to make an interesting fourth quarter.
Well, that ties the game at 14, Jeff.
And there's a flag down.
Penalty flag on the play.
We'll wait for the sign. Both teams are going back to their sideline. Are they right? I do see a flag.
I see the flag.
Yeah.
So if it was after the kick was up, if it was some type of roughing the kicker, I think it's being forced on the kick.
Okay.
If it was a false start or some procedural penalty, they would enforce it and have to re-kick.
I'm going to think it's against Trumbull because they're talking to the Newtown coaches.
Yeah, and I think at that point, coach has an opportunity.
Yes, definitely against Trumbull.
So
against the Eagles, that'll be assessed on the kickoff.
It'll be assessed on the kickoff. So instead of kicking from their 35, they should be kicking from midfield.
So 41 seconds remaining in the third quarter, tied up at 14. Trumbull's 14-0 lead at the half has fizzled away.
And you know it's never going to be easy when you take on a local rivalry, highly rated football team, quality football team, well coached, ready to play, coming off 2 wins. They're coming in here undefeated with a win against St. Joseph's being one of those victories. So, yeah, we knew it was going to be a battle. We're 14-all going into the final quarter. And Newtown will not be going into the end zone where they scored that state championship touchdown for the final quarter. If that goes out of bounds, that would be great, and it does. So that completely negates the 15-yard penalty, because instead of kicking at the 40, I saw they kicked that off at the Trumbull 45, and the kick out of bounds, I believe, still brings it to the 35-yard line.
So a little bit of luck there for the Eagles. The Newtown student section sounds like a World Cup game.
I think they're stuck in the wrong sport right now.
They're cheering on the other kind of football. And not sure what the holdup here is. Officials talking. Are they talking about ball placement maybe? Because
so this is not the correct call.
I see Coach Vadas and Coach Petrasio giving their opinion as to what should be going on.
So Jeff, there was the 15-yard penalty assessed. So they kicked it off from the 45 instead of the 40 of their own 40. So a kickoff that goes out of bounds, you get at the 35-yard line. It looks like they're attempting to
Kick out of bounds penalty will be marked from the previous kickoff stop. The Re-kick for the Nighthawks.
So it was almost like they were going to assess the 15-yard penalty instead of getting it at the 35 at the 20, but that shouldn't be
But Trumbull's lining up to receive another kick.
Right. I'm just very confused.
I'm confused too.
If you kick the ball out of bounds.
Was there a penalty against Newtown, which is forcing the kick again? Because now the ball looks like it's at about
5 yards back. They kicked it from the 45. Now they're kicking it from the 50. Could Newtown have been offsides? But I doubt Coach would.
He would not have waved off that flag.
He would decline that penalty and take it at the 35. I don't understand.
So it had to be some sort of minor infraction against the Nighthawks to move it back just 5 yards.
Yeah, because they had kicked off at the 45. That one's fielded. And Rowan Johnston gets about 8 or 9 yards before being tripped up at about the 20-yard line. So after all that, we're going to get it at the 20, which is where it was to begin with, maybe the 18. So 38 seconds to go, first down and 10. This is a crucial drive for Trumbull both to regain some momentum in this ball game and keep their defense off the field to catch some breather, time, and hopefully regain the lead. Wachinski's back to pass, fires it over to the right side, incomplete, off the hands of Jake Hull.
Looked like the pass was just a little bit short of the receiver, and very few mistakes like that has he made tonight.
He looked like he was, just maybe a yard out of bounds. Jake tried to keep his feet in and stretch for it, but unable to. Second down and 10 coming up. Clock will stop on the incompletion with 34 seconds left in the third quarter. So, I see trips to the left. Wachinski's in a shotgun formation with John Hall to his right, and we got a single split to the right. Handoff off the gut. And I'm sorry, that's not Hall, that's Rowan Johnston. Gained about 4. Bring up a third down and about 5 or 6. And that's going to, it looks like Marsh is going to take this to the end of the third quarter without a snap.
Coach, tell him not to run it.
And Coach was all over that. He was just looking for a hard count. They were.
Quarter comes to an end with your Troy Eagles 14, Nighthawks 14.
All right, so we'll take a quick break here at the end of the third quarter and be back with the fourth quarter of our game.
Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull has over 20 years of experience and countless perfect smiles. Dr. Khan offers both braces and Invisalign for the whole family. Visit us online at orthodonticboutique.com or in person at 126 Monroe Turnpike, right here in Trumbull. Schedule your complimentary exam today by calling Dr. Khan at 203-590-3222. And remember, the AAO recommends that your child first see an orthodontist at the age of 7.
And back here at McDougal Stadium, welcome to Trumbull Eagles Football on 10, presented by Dr. Lubna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. All right, so the fourth quarter starting off. You couldn't ask for a more exciting finish to a game, tied at 14-all with 1 quarter remaining. Another Trumbull tradition. We talked about the cannon and some other things earlier, playing the Cupid Shuffle.
Yes. I want to hear that cannon soon. And,
I'll take a few blasts from it, too.
Yes. But I love this tradition and just the stadium being packed and the student body out supporting their team, and a team that's been really competitive and on a highly competitive state level. It's nice to see it continue this year. Okay, now we start the fourth quarter with a big 3rd down and 6. Wojcicki's in a shotgun formation. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. He looks over to Jake Hull, is it? Had his feet right about the first down marker. It's going to be close, Jeff. I might have to measure this one. That's how close it is. Yeah. And it does look like they are going to stop play for a measurement. It's it's on the far sideline. So Jeff and I are calling the game from the Trumbull home side, and the play was to the visiting side. If I had to guess, I'm saying he's 6 inches short.
I would agree with you.
But we're going to find out for sure, and that's going to bring up a very tough decision for Morris because
they're moving the chains out about a foot. Oh, now when they placed it.
That looks very different.
What's the call?
It's 4th down, and it looks like it half an inch.
Yeah, he's got the chain pinched, so he knows where to mark it as he brings it out to midfield. So it's going to be 4th and inches. So, yes, just like you said, Paul, this is going to be an interesting call. So is Coach P and Coach Moore going for this? Or are they punting? You don't want to give them the ball back that deep.
I would love to see Jumbo and just get a yard because Newtown, the defense needs a rest. And Newtown has just taken the ball twice and scored. They have momentum. We need a shift. And
Trumbull is going for it.
Yes, and it looks like they're going for it in Jumbo set. Wow, this is going to be.
This is a gutsy call.
It's
big play.
They need an inch. Direct snap to Johnson. He's got it, and then some.
Very gutsy call by Coach Petrosio and Coach Moore, and it pays off.
I love the call, and you know, in a different scenario, maybe I wouldn't love the call. Having seen Newtown score twice in a row on back-to-back drives to tie the game, they have momentum. They've also had our defense on the field for quite a while. This gives those defenders a breather. It puts Newtown's defenders in a spot where they have to start over again on first down. I love it, and good job getting those yards. Back to pass again. Complete. And he's going. That's to Jake Hull. Big gain on the play. He threw it about 12, and then Hull ran another 25. From the 30-yard line going out to the 40-yard line going in after the gain of 28 from Wojcicki to Hull with the catch and run after the 4th down conversion. Let's see if this can get some momentum going in the Eagles' direction, Jeff.
And all these great passes by Caleb tonight, he is showing that we need to have faith in him. He is going to be a big one. He's going to be a superstar here.
Yeah, just as a sophomore, he's making some really good decisions. Not just good throws, but he's making good decisions as well. Now a handoff up the gut. So gain of about 2. Forward progress. The pile falls backwards, but the forward progress is going to give him 2 to 3. Bring up a second down inside the Newtown 40.
See John Hall checking in. Caleb looking over to Coach Moore to get the play. We have 21 seconds on the snap clock.
Here comes the play, 2nd down and 6. Wojcicki back to pass. Throws that one a little low and outside to a diving Johnston. Couldn't get the pass in his hands. Now we got a 3rd down and it's about 7 coming up. Another big play. We are now getting back to that, not so much the 4th and inches, but we're getting back to that no man's land as you talked about, Jeff.
Now, if they get closer, a field goal is an option, not from where they are now, but
Correct.
it's back in as an option, which we did not have the last 2 weeks.
Chinsky back to pass. Ooh, and can't find Johnson.
I couldn't tell if they were trying to set up a screen, but the pass was very quickly. Even if he caught it, he wasn't going to go very far because the blockers were not there for him.
Yeah, it looked like a screen attempt, and they are going to send out Van Beaver to punt. It's not quite no man's land. They've still got they're at the 38-yard line. The way Newtown's moving it, I think Mars is wise to try to pin them deep. But the defense is going to need to make a stand here. 9 minutes to go in the ball game. Snap to Van Beaver, fields it well. Good punt down the right sideline, caught on the run and brought back out to the 30-yard line. He caught that in a full sprint forward. And there's a player down on the field.
All right, so we'll take a break while we let the Newtown trainers tend to their player.
Rude Awakenings is Hillcrest Middle School's premier full-service breakfast provider. Try our gourmet coffees and teas or our delectable snacks. We've been the pick-me-up choice for Hillcrest since 2014. Pay with cash or open a charge account to enjoy our daily delicacies. Our baristas personalize every order and always provide service with a smile. You won't find better customer service anywhere. And best of all, we deliver. We come straight to your door to take your order and prepare your provisions right before your eyes. When you're at Hillcrest, let us do the cooking for you. There's always something for everyone at Brewed Awakenings.
For those fortunate enough to help the person who has always been their hero, AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. That means it could be you, your best man, your worst man. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Welcome back to Trumbull Eagles football on 10, presented by Dr. Lubna Khan's Orthodontic Boutique of Trumbull. So the Newtown player got up and walked off under his own power, which we always like to see. And that'll bring up first down for the Nighthawks.
Okay, Jeff, big series here. Newtown does have 2 backs. Now they're splitting one out. You got twins left, twins right. Single back to the right of quarterback. Shotgun back to pass. He's looking deep again. And that time...
Oh, they're saying out of bounds.
Incomplete, and I'm not sure the flag, what that is. I think it'll be waived.
So the Nighthawk receiver had the defender beat, but I guess his feet were out of bounds when he brought it in.
So once the pass is incomplete, if the pass is incomplete, then that flag is waved off because it's not an illegal touch at that point. If the pass was complete, it would have been waved back due to illegal touching. So here we go. Second down and 10. Hand off to 28 off the left tackle. And he gains about 10. I think it's a first down. So Newtown is continuing to throw the ball, but we're not showing that we're able to stop the run at the moment, Jeff. He was out of bounds a few yards short of the first down. Third down and 2. My guess on a 3rd and 2 is going to be a run because they're going to need to have Trumbull stop this before they stop. It's almost what our strategy is against opposing teams, and they are running it up the gut and off tackle now. Trumbull's going to have to tighten that up.
This is similar to what was happening in the Hamden game and a little bit last week versus Danbury, where on first down, the running backs are picking up 5-6 yards on every drive. Trumbull had stopped that a good amount early, but now they're starting to fade back to that.
Running it off left tackle again. And that end needs to get contained. And there's a flag there, and we'll see what that is. I think it's going to be against Trumbull. Looked like there was some activity 5 yards out of bounds. Coach may need a timeout to get these kids' heads together, but he may need the timeouts later, so it's a tough decision for the coaching staff here. But that's going to be 15 yards tacked on to the end of a run. They're running off tackle and getting that edge over and over again. They're going to need to turn that in and let the linebackers assist. Because once you get out to the edge and you just leave them one-on-one with cornerbacks, even when they make the tackle, it's not going to be until 10 yards are gained. So, first down and 10 at the 30-yard line of Trumbull, going in a tie ball game. Looking deep again. Oh, and they're going to call shielding defensive pass interference that time. Rowan was with him step for step, but he didn't turn back to make a play on the ball. So, defensive pass interference.
That was the exact comment I was going to make, that he was very tight coverage, but he did not look back at the ball, so he's going to get called on that one every time.
Exactly. If he turns his head just a little bit and makes a play on the ball, he didn't make a lot of contact, but he didn't make any effort to make a play on the ball, and he did make a little bit of contact and to keep the receiver from coming back. So, you know, it is...
It's always an interesting rule because the defender's got to keep his eye on the receiver.
Yeah.
How do you know when the ball's coming at you or not? It's an interesting rule.
Yeah. Handoff off left tackle once again. They're stretching it out a little bit, but they can't. Got the edge again and gained 6. So now they're inside the 10-yard line, Jeff. It's second down and 4. At the 9-yard line. They can get a first down at the 5.
Second down for the Nighthawks.
It's been all Newtown Nighthawks in this second half. Snap was a little high, goes the wrong way. Quarterback keeps it, and on a broken play scores a touchdown.
Nighthawks touchdown, quarterback number 19, Braden Cordova.
Is that Wesley Dayton that's very upset with himself right now, missing that tackle to bring the quarterback down? Because, again, like you said, it was a broken play. He was right there, and he just thread the needle and got through.
He read the play right. It was supposed to be a handoff. Dayton was on the play right, but the bad snap and broken play actually helped Newtown there because Dayton would have broke that play up. Now the kick is up and good, and Newtown's up 21-14. Trumbull gets the ball back. There's still plenty of time in the game. 7 minutes and 28 seconds, 2 timeouts. So Trumbull has the opportunity to come back and tie this game. They were down by more with less time against Hamden. It's just a question of can the offense find a rhythm again?
Yeah.
And this game is a game of runs and a game of momentum. They're going to need something that changes it back into our favor here.
And are they going to stick with the run? Are they going to try to let Caleb throw the ball a little bit more? To be interesting to see. So 21 unanswered points now by the Nighthawks. Now, I mentioned to Coach P earlier before the game when we did the coaches show, I had mentioned that, you know, playing these playoff caliber teams early, what does it do for your team to, you know, develop as a team? And you know, they have some experience having played Hamden earlier, and they got a playoff team tonight. Here's the chance to show what you're capable of doing. I mean, I always say I'd rather play the playoff teams than the cupcakes, but here's your opportunity to show what you guys are made of.
I agree, Jeff, and these points are valuable when they in the point system to make the playoffs, but wins and losses are also the key factor. So this kick is fielded by
Albaladejo.
Thank you, Jeff. I apologize.
Just Giovanni A, or even just GOA. We'll call him that.
He takes it out to the 36-yard line. So nice field position for the Eagles to start. Down 7, fourth quarter, 7:22 in the game, 2 timeouts. You know, I'd love to see some run. Newtown's done a really nice job defending the box. Their down linemen and linebackers have played well. I'd love to get John Hall and or Rowan Johnston some runs to the edges and see if they can beat some guys one-on-one with a little more grass than what's in the gut. Wojcinski is back to pass, fires it, incomplete. Looked like it was going to be good from here, and then it just, I couldn't tell in the depth perception where that was.
Seemed like a reasonably good pass, on target, pretty strong throw.
Yeah, it's just that's where we're getting the calls from this vantage point. It's sometimes hard to tell right or left or up or down. But nonetheless, it's 2nd down and 10. That is what we do know. And Wojcinski's getting the call from Brendan Moore. He's got trips to his left. And Rowan is a single back to his, standing to his left in the backfield. He's got a single split Jake Hull to the right. And he's back to pass again. He steps up into the pocket and runs. That was a good decision there. Gains about 8, maybe 9.
It's going to be very close.
Yeah, I think a 3rd and 2 coming up. But that was a great play. They ran all the defenders deep. Nobody was open. He saw green grass and he took it and ran. And it looks like the jumbo set's coming in right now. I see Big Jack McGrath and Alex Moombach going in to join their offensive linemen. Rowan Johnson is getting the play from Coach. Wojcinski's on the sideline next to him.
It's going to be a direct snap to Rowan, I think, on this play.
And it looks like Hall will be flanking him to his left, and the jumbo set is going to be stacked.
And heavy. Wesley Dayton checking in, too.
Yep, jumbo set stacked heavy left. Direct stack to Johnson, who gains 5 or 6, gets the 1st down and then some, and they're still pushing the pile forward. So that'll bring it up just past midfield.
We have about 6.5 minutes to go here in the game with Trumbull driving. Hopefully they'll take it the rest of the way in.
Spotted into Nighthawks territory at the 49-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Eagles.
Big 1st down there to keep the defense of Newtown on the field and on their heels. Wojcinski back in at quarterback. And he's going to have John Hall to his right, Johnson and Hull to the left, Albladejo and Aiden Stewart to the left. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking down. He's nowhere to go.
He is just swallowed up.
That's going to be a loss of, I'm going to say, 14 or 15. That is absolutely a backbreaker here for the Trumbull offense because they're gaining yards 7, 8, 9 at a time, not 25 at a time. And with that said, Caleb has to take that sack. He can't just throw one up for grabs because an interception is worse than the sack. So,
and the defenders came so quickly at him there. I don't even think he would have had time to try to throw it out of bounds.
Yep. High ball. It is picked off. It was bobbled for back and forth by Jake Hull and the defender. And the defender takes it back. He's still running.
That pass that was picked off, little bit of a floater pass that let the defender have enough time to turn around and see it.
And Jake Hull saw it. He was adjusting back towards the ball, almost made a play on the ball. It was basically a jump ball at that point. And both guys had their hands on it. It bobbled around. It came down in the hands of the defender. So Newtown takes over, and the interception's one thing. He ran it back 35 yards because he picked it off down inside about the 25-yard line and took it back into Trumbull territory.
But to look for silver lining there, what's that tell you about Coach P allowing him to throw that deep ball, that the confidence that they have in him is growing and his ability and what he can do?
Defense, now it's crunch time. There's no more bend to give. Run off right tackle. Did not get that edge again. Jeff, if there's... We need that contain, and I actually listened to your broadcast last, and I know as Sawyer was talking about it, who is a football player himself, talked about contain, and when we don't turn that guy back in, you lose all the help from your linebacking crew. The defensive end, even if he doesn't make the tackle, needs to get outside and not let that play get outside of him and the middle of the field. Even if that means exaggerating going further out, because this edge has been killing us. Handoff now up the gut. Play made nicely there. They haven't had a lot of success going straight up the middle. Winston Jr. there on the tackle up the middle, but it was 2nd and 2, so that is a first down.
We are closing in on, we've now passed the 4-minute mark in the game with Trumbull down 21-14, and Newtown continued to drive in Trumbull territory.
Shotgun formation, twins now to the right, single set left. They have a tight end flanking the running backs. And they're handing it up the gut, gain of 2.
Representing the carry, number 24, Aiden follows.
And the clock definitely not Trumbull's friend right now.
Lorenzo Sevilla, our kicker, with the big tackle there. 2nd down and 8, 3:20 to play. This is a must-stop drive for Trumbull to get the ball back with any hopes to try to tie this ball game. I see 3 helmets in the backfield.
Several Trumbull players jumped.
And they caused the offensive line to react. There was no contact made. Smart play by the offensive line to stand up and react, because once they react, it is an offsides penalty. If they don't move, they're allowed to go over and come back. 2nd down and 2, that was a awful time for that to happen. 2nd down and 2, we're going to need a big defensive play here. You got 2 running backs, 1 on each side of the quarterback. Running it off left tackle. Oh, and a great play made. That time, trying to get the number.
Was it Colin? I think
that
it might
was
have been
Wesley
Colin.
Dayton.
Okay.
Got in and broke up the play. He had help. He shot the gap and just got back the 5 yards they lost on the penalty. So from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 2, back to 3rd and 7 was what we needed right there. When we said we needed a big play, that could be a game-saving play.
And with exactly 2.5 remaining in the game, Trumbull needs a big 3rd down stop.
Yep, Coach P uses his 2nd timeout wisely on a run up the gut. He needed to stop the clock, give his guys a breather, probably let them know how important this play is. I would imagine, given how well the Newtown defense is playing, if we stop them here on 3rd and 7, I would be surprised if Newtown doesn't punt and basically tell Trumbull, go 90 yards in 2 minutes with 1 timeout. I don't know that you can. So this could be the ball game right here with only 1 timeout. If we don't stop them here, Newtown may be able to just about ice it. 3rd down and 7. Shotgun formation, twins right, 2 running backs in the backfield. They're looking over, they want it offsides, they're not going to get it. Handoff up the middle, no gain. Great play, Trumbull.
And there's a flag. It looked like Will Carley had the tackle.
Yes, on the far side of the field, it looked like Alex Mumbach just got tackled for no reason and thrown down. I think that's going to be personal foul on Newtown.
Personal foul penalty against the Nighthawks.
That's a big 15 yards where every yard matters here, down 7. We are going to get the ball back. That's just going to bring up a must punt situation. Instead of a 4th and 7 in Trumbull territory, now it's at midfield and 4th and 25. So You will get a possession here with 2:21 left in the game and 1 timeout. And we need some Hampton late game magic to get it into overtime and then just with a better finish for us.
4th down for the Nighthawks.
That was it is 4th down. They are punting. I was wondering, that type of penalty is that's a loss of down.
It is, yeah, because that was a dead ball penalty. The play was dead, and then I saw Alex Moonbach get thrown to the ground, and he sort of stood up with his hands thrown like, hey, what the hell? And they did get the penalty, but since it was after the play and dead ball, it's 15, but they don't get to replay third. So now, punt, bad snap, and he got it off.
Oh my God, what a nightmare! That's why you gotta go harder than try.
So Trumbull nearly got a block punt or bad snap, being able to take it over at around their own 40-yard line or so, but they did get the punt off. So Trumbull's going to have to take over, and just like you said, Paul, they're going to have to go 90 yards.
It was a little Van Beaver-esque because we watched that exact same thing happen, and in the same wherewithal, that was a very smart heads-up play.
Yeah.
And Trumbull almost got in for a block, and man, would it have been a great time for it. But we got 1:46 and we have the ball. So.
Well, Newtown on the field. There has been a miracle on this field with the Nighthawks 4 years ago.
Going in this direction, let's make it happen here for the Eagles at the MAC. Back to pass is Wachowski.
Face mask on that, it looked like. I don't see a flag, though.
He just was able to save a safety. He's tackled at the 1-yard line.
Number 12 doing the meeting.
I would. Newtown is bringing 7. Someone has to be open, or we got to get it out in the hands of Johnston. Like I see, there's one split cover. Johnston currently is almost by himself over here.
Well, they're playing 5 wides.
Get it out to Johnson there and let him make a play.
Face mask! Face mask! Where's the face mask?
Pass complete to number 3, Rowan Johnson to number 5, Taylor.
So playing 5 wides, that gives you one less person to block for the quarterback.
Correct, and it's plays like that. If you give Johnson the ball out in the flat, he can make great things happen. You got to just give him a little green grass. 3rd down and 2, but obviously it's 4-down territory. There's 30 seconds in the game. Pass is complete to Colin Van Beaver.
But did he get out of bounds?
He breaks the tackle and he does get out of bounds.
Number 1, Colin Van Beaver from number 5, Taylor Richardson. 1st down and 10 for the Eagles.
28 seconds and counting. Trumbull still has just the 1 timeout. Got to get it in the hands of a playmaker.
And the Eagles spike the ball. 18 seconds.
Interesting, the spiking, and not so surprising that they spiked the ball, but they took a few extra seconds that they really didn't have to just get a play in to spike the ball.
Correct, for 25 seconds versus 18. Those are 7 big seconds here, and you got to just hope that you can get the hands Johnston to touch the ball and make something special happen.
If Hunter's still listening, Hunter, the Miracle in Monroe, send us the vibes. We need the vibes from the Massac game.
Massac Miracle, Monroe Miracle to happen right now. It's 15 seconds and counting, but that was an incomplete pass, so I don't know why they ran that clock.
Holding on that, but we are getting the flag. Okay.
Side judge over here saw it, fortunately.
Turning into more of a fan right now watching the game, and
it's very hard to stay impartial, Jeff. I think it's clear anyone who's listening that knows who we're fans of, but we do try to call the game so people listening can sort of see the game and understand the game. the ebbs, the flows, the momentums from both sides.
So 11 seconds remaining. Trumbull still does have the one timeout, which if we get a completed pass, obviously they need to call it. You're not going to take that timeout into the locker room with you.
Correct. So we're going to see, I'm sure, Newtown go into a prevent-type defense. And you're going to see that stretch more and more, which means you'll get the ball in the hands of Johnson, but it's going to be there'll be a lot of help deep. We put 14 seconds back on the clock from 11.
Newtown's only got now one deep. Oh, it looks like they're going to have a second one deep.
They got a row of guys about 10, 15 yards off the ball. They're going to give up the completion short. Out of bounds with 8 seconds to go. The downs are irrelevant now because we only have time for a couple plays at most. I don't know what we have, Jeff, some sort of hook and ladder or miracle play.
Again, they're going in the same direction as Newtown had when they were on this field in the championship game in 2019.
Eight seconds to go. Wachinski gets the call from Coach Moore. They're sending 5 out. He's back to pass. He's got to get rid of it quick. Timeout.
And he takes the sack.
Well, this is the last play of the game. Trumbull does use its last timeout. So this will be the last snap of the game, barring a defensive penalty. And Trumbull's going to need to go 65 yards, it looks.
And interesting, if you take a look across the field at the Newtown student section, they all have the flashes on their phones on. It looks kind of cool.
The student sections of all the schools do have a lot of fun with these games, as they should. It's a great atmosphere for both teams, the home and away, and that's one of the beautiful things about these rivalry games they've started. As we talked about at the beginning of the game, Shelton 2 years ago, Massac last year, and this year Newtown. You have local teams that are highly competitive, state powerhouses, and they're neighbors. What better atmosphere than to play these on a regular loop?
And I would love to see, we've said this multiple times in the past, like when we played Massac last year, I would love to see Massac in the FCIAC and make that a conference team. Newtown almost is like an FCIAC kind of team. They are a double L, well, L this year. They've been double L in the past with the extra divisions. They're a big school. They play an FCIAC style thing. So come on, guys, come join. I'd love to have a rivalry with you guys.
Newtown is a natural fit for FCIAC play.
Yeah.
In every sport. I don't know what the powers that be need, if they want more teams, if they don't want more teams. It's been a...
Well, if they do want more teams, I'm putting it out there. I want Massac and Newtown.
They would fit perfectly.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so here we go. 1 second on the clock. Do we have another miracle in the works?
You got to get the ball in the hands of Johnson and then just see what happens from there. It's going to take laterals. It's going to take whatever you can take. That's going to be the ball game, Jeff. Unfortunately, we had a tremendous first half, but it was all Newtown in the second half. Final score, Newtown Nighthawks 21, Eagles 14. Just couldn't get anything going in that second half. Newtown looked like they made some adjustments at the half. They started to run the edges and really took over the game off left and right tackles.
And we'll do a little wrap up here. I see Kylie shadowing Coach P, trying to get to him for a couple quick questions.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one right now. I'm sure his head is really into digesting the game and how it finished and such. And he's always a professional and always willing to say hello. But right now, I'm sure he is really just wants to get his team together and keep their heads straight, because they got a long season ahead now with 2 losses and some big games ahead. he needs to grind out a strong finish to make playoffs.
All right, looks like Kylie is making her way over to Coach P.
She's a brave young lady.
All right, take it, Kylie.
Newtown came out in a no-huddle, fast-paced offense. Did you expect them to hurry to the line so quickly tonight?
Yes, we did. I don't think that was our problem tonight. Our problem was we made too many mistakes in the second half that we just can't overcome. You know, we made mental mistakes, we made physical mistakes, weren't tackling anybody, and they deserve credit. I mean, they're a pretty good football team. So the fast pace had that was not a problem for us.
Got it. Thank you, Coach.
All right, good job, Kylie. All right, so it looks like Trumbull's going to fall to 1-2, but they've played 2 playoff teams, and they've played reasonably well against them. They hung in. They didn't get blown out in any game. They just got to fix, I think, some smaller things.
There are a couple snaps from being 3-0 against a really tough schedule, but you know what? That comes with a young team, comes with a young quarterback. The sky is the limit for him moving forward. His arm strength
totally agree.